You know, and I know, and they know, cause we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, they know, cause we know, we go all in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. You are now listening to All Dressed Up Podcast, episode 132. Welcome to all those who are in the building. Shout out to the underdogs. I'm your host, co-host to the mostest, K Dizzle DC. Tell them who you are, my guy.
Man, it's just me have streams, man. You know, that's all.
Streams. Yeah,
132. 132. Can you believe it, man?
what's
Shout out.
132? What's one? Oh, yeah.
Episode 132.
Jeez. Mo Nettie, who in the world thought we'd be here at this time in our stage in our lives? I gotta play that. Because didn't know we would be this far. Kudos to
What
you.
up, man?
F. Kudos to everybody involved.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the viewers everywhere, man. For the people that join us live on these Sunday nights and interact with us, man. We love you. To
Mhm.
those who watch us everywhere else, all around the world, from Norway to Nigeria to Czechoslovakia, man. We love all the AD podcast family as I get settled in the studio here. But what's good, K Dizzle?
Everything is love, man. Everything is love. You know, we got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a lot going on. March Madness is here. It's here.
Madness.
It's absolute madness. Let me say this again. Shout out to Nepal, New Zealand, Slovakia, South Africa, Singapore, Iraq, Malaysia, Brazil, Chile, France, Italy. Just some of the people that listen to us, even though we don't always see you live, but some of the people that listen to us in different places, man. It's amazing how you set yourself up, you put yourself out there, and people all over the world listen to your voice and your thoughts and your ideas. And we're just glad to be here, man. So that's exciting, bro.
It is, man. You know, it comes down to what we talk about, man. Just that consistency, and you know, like you said, we just started a couple years ago, came together with a great idea, and it's still growing. And looking forward to seeing where the All Dressed Up podcast continues to take us. So let's keep it going, man. What's on K Dizzle's mind right now? Where you want to go first? I'm gonna leave the floor to you, sir.
So let's start it. Let's start it for where did we? Oh, you know what? I didn't even put it on there. Did I not put it on there? That's crazy.
Uh-oh.
That's crazy. 1 second, bro.
Reporting live, K Dizzle did not put it on there. Pause, whatever that was. So, man, you know, I'm still navigating, you know, fatherhood, man. Much love to Nova, Cash, Rain, and yesterday we went to this birthday party. You know, my boy,
Okay.
he's a father, he's got a lot of babies, so he was like, "Yeah, man, come on out to the bowling alley, bring the kids."
Mhm.
Man, it was so much fun seeing the kids and Nova out there bowling, man. Shout out, first time bowling.
Okay.
Hit a strike, big dog.
Duck
Baby
pins.
girl.
Yeah, I love it.
Real pins, man. You know,
Real-
I ain't gonna say how she did it. You know, they use a little ramp and everything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
hey, we'll take the 1-for-1. So I just wanted to tell everybody about that, man.
Definitely take the wins. Definitely take the wins you can. I know that was hella fun, bro. Super hella fun.
And then the other funny part about it is all the birthday dads friends were there telling old sports stories. So it's funny to hear 40 and 50-year-olds talk about their legend back when they played basketball and football growing up in their community church leagues. So shout out to our Sunday heroes all around the world.
Shout
That
out to the
never,
Sunday heroes, man.
yeah, that never made it to the NFL, but did.
Look, you gotta have an origin story, and so how glamorous you can make it, whether it's the hills of Carmody, or whether it's if it's the village of Peppermill, or whether it's the land of Suit. We talk about every place in Maryland that we're aware of, the heights of the district, you know, the land other areas. I'm shout out to PG, shout out to Uptown, Southeast Anacostia. Wherever it is, you got to have your origin story. And if you don't tell your origin story, how will people ever know? So Sal's in the building early and often. What up, Sal?
What's good, Sal?
Big dog. I know he's gonna come in here and talk some crazy stuff. But look, let's get into the nitty gritty, okay? Because I know this is why Sal is here. Sal is here to
Okay.
talk major smack. Um, NFL free agency. It starts tomorrow, right? The new
Yep.
league year starts tomorrow.
Monday at noon.
So Monday at noon, it's gonna get real active. It's already been kind of active. One chip is off the board. And I think there was some rumblings. There was a lot of people involved. Shout out to Crosby, getting out of the Raiders, going to Baltimore, who needed pass rush. I think they had a total of 30 sacks. Do the stats. They had a total of 30 sacks last year. They had no pass rush. Oh, my eyes get watered. Maybe from Max Crosby, but shout out to him getting out of the Raiders, losing the series. And Commanders trying to make some noise. I think the Commanders are definitely going to make some noise. I think they're waiting for the league to start. I think they're waiting to see how some big stuff shakes out. I didn't think they were in the Max Crosby trade,
Nah.
but they got a lot of holes to fill. I'm gonna let you talk about that.
Well, surprisingly, the Philadelphia Eagles are supposedly going to be just as active. Shout out to Howie Roseman. That's why I like it, man. That's why I like the Eagles front office because they stay active. They're not waiting around. So we'll see. A lot of defensive linemen, a lot of pass rushers are going to be available outside of Max Crosby. So I think that's why the Commanders held tight on not going that route because the Baltimore Ravens gave up 2 first rounders, man. 2 first round picks, just like the Green Bay Packers did for Michael Parsons. So a lot of capital to give up. But pass rushers that are prominent are very important in today's NFL. Um, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to seeing the Commanders make some moves in receiver. They're
Hmm.
definitely going to be playing at receiver. There's a lot of free agents that might be hitting the market. You got Romeo Dobbs. You got Alan Pierce from the Indianapolis Colts. You still got not to say it too loud, Brandon Ayuk out there. They gotta figure out what they want to do with Debo Samuel,
Debo Samuel.
and they'll be active at running back. I've heard they might. Speaking of the Commanders, they might mess around and get Rico Dowdle,
Hmm.
or they might be a play for who else? What was another running back that was out there slipping my mind right now?
Kenneth Walker's out there.
Kenneth Walker. They were going to make a play for Kenneth Walker, and maybe even Mike Evans at receiver. So we'll see.
You think Mike Evans is leaving Tampa Bay?
Possibility.
Possibility.
Just from what I was reading, I saw that the Commanders might try to do a backdoor offer.
Do you think Max Crosby can get a chip in Baltimore?
Absolutely not.
So there's three pillars on that defense. We forget about Roquan Smith, right? Because he can't do it all. You got Kyle Hamilton, which I think he's had issues with staying healthy recently.
Yeah,
And then you
absolutely.
got Max Crosby. So you don't think they can get a chip with those three guys?
No,
Wow.
no. Unfortunately, no, man. They might have a better shot without hardball coaching. Depending how Mentor comes along.
Mm.
I think Mentor puts him in a better position than Harbaugh did, but I still don't believe in that offense, unfortunately. And Lamar making it over that hump in the playoffs. He has to win those games, man. And
Raven fans
unfortunately,
give him
they,
hell in
they come
the
up
chat.
short.
Raven fans give him hell in the chat. Put put L's in the chat for my boy Half. He's saying they're not gonna get a chip. I don't think they're gonna get a chip either. I think there's something in Baltimore that won't be cured until they make some existential change. Harbaugh was the beginning, but I think they got a little more to go. But
I agree with you.
Sal did say Eagles have to trade AJ or Carter. Not sure they can do both. And Phillips, I don't agree because Carter's still on his rookie contract. They can extend him another year, take the 5th year option after the next year, and then they can decide what they want to do with AJ Brown, depending on what the year looks like. I think he's turning 30 to be on the older side of the fence. And so Eagles always make how we make smart decisions on moving past players at the right time, and I don't think it's the right time to do so. So I think we got plenty of opportunity there. Shout out to Jordan Davis getting his bag extended. Uh, I think one of the underrated ones is Zaire Franklin going to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I think nobody's talking about that and how big that could be for that defense when Mike is healthy, Zaire back there, and the other parts of the puzzle that they have. They got some okay cornerbacks, but I think those two really running the defense can really keep Green Bay in the thick of the hunt. So shout out to him getting pushed over there. Khalil Mack stays with the Chargers on a 1 year deal. TJ Hawkinson stays with the Vikings. I never thought he was going anywhere. Here's something that I did say to you that was pretty interesting. Okay. Um, Now, San Francisco 49ers, shout out to Mike from Enough Said, that's his team. They paid their kicker. I think like 8 million or something like that. Something. I think they were one.
What they pay Panero, man? What
I
was
don't
that
look up
deal?
what Pinero
Let's
got
see, it
paid.
was Eddie
Paid their kicker.
Panero. They out here just spending. They wasting Trent Williams' money, man.
And instead of, well, here's the thing about Trent Williams. Do you keep Trent?
I
Trent's
wouldn't.
35?
I wouldn't just because he always does this, man.
Trent's 35. So
They gave Eddie Panero a 4 year, $17 million contract.
okay. So that's
4 years,
how much is guaranteed?
17 million, 10 million guaranteed.
10 million guaranteed. Okay. So you're really in the hat for, depending on how the contract is structured, you know, I don't know. Just depends on it. Instead of paying Brandon Aubrey in Dallas, right? They put him on the tender, right? Franchise tender, something like that. Instead of paying him, they talked about paying, making him the highest paid kicker in the league. Now, this was the conversation that your boy put out there. I'm not making this up. Your boy said we're gonna make him the highest paid kicker in the league. So instead of paying him, they put the franchise tender on him, say, yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. But I heard that CD Lamb might be on the block too. Because they got to pay George, and CD got a big contract, and they might put him on the block. So where's some suitors for CD? You see him in a Commanders jersey?
I mean, I would love to see it, man. Why not? They got the money to spend.
So let me put this up there right now because I know there's some people going wild in the background thinking about it. 301-857-1757 to join the chat and join the conversation about where we think these cats going. Because free agency is really going to get crazy tomorrow at noon, right? It's noon or 10 o'clock, one of them.
No, so Monday and no.
So a lot of stuff is just going to drop off the rip, but it's going to be a lot of different changes that really change the dynamic of the NFL every year on who's looking at what. I think the Giants are going to be busy, even though they got some good pieces there. I think they're going to be busy because their defense is strong, but they don't have any DBs. AJ Brown is staying, period. Thank you. AJ Brown is staying, period. Here's why he's staying. The cap hit is too ridiculous. DJ Moore, because we haven't been talking about it, but the NFL and the inters of nets have been talking about it. With DJ Moore getting a first and a third, right? First and a third, or first and a fifth, something crazy.
First and a third.
First and a third.
But see, that's what I was going to say. They're saying you guys want a first and a second.
We want either two first or first and a second.
Why would I don't think that's going to be possible.
No, it's not. So it's put out there so that people know, all right, the only way he is leaving is something that we cannot turn down. So if we're going to take this hit, we're going to get two first. That's it. We're going to get.
But it's almost like we really don't want to trade him, so let's ask for two first because we ain't going to get it anyway.
It's called you know what we call it now.
It's a backhand. It's a
left-handed turn down.
Yeah,
it's a left-handed turn down. So it's out there, and they're saying this, and we know that he's not going anywhere. Like Sal said, Jalen Carter does not have to get re-signed this year. He doesn't. I think he's in his third year. And so he's a first round pick, and you can take him all the way to the 5th year option if you want to. But you can do just like he did with Jordan Davis and sign him in his 4th year and get the extension.
He's got to give me at least 90% of his games. He's got to play top-notch football for me to pay him anyway. Because right now I think he's underperforming his hype. Not to put too much on the young man, but he came in with a lot of hype, getting drafted in the first round, looking like he's going to be the next big thing. And then he gets, he makes bad decisions. He's not looking healthy, not looking like he's in shape, playing like he was playing his rookie season. So there's some question marks there.
I think he was hurt. He was hurt most of it, but
Is that what it is?
yeah, he was hurt. That's why he had to have shoulder surgery and go out. So he was playing hurt. So yes, that looked terrible. The first game of the season, terrible. We always talk about the year before, emotional issues, terrible. Even though we won the Super Bowl, a lot of penalties, a lot of crap that cause games to go on longer than they need to. So we do need to see the growth. We kind of said the same thing about Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, they thought was a bust before he started coming into his own last year. So it's going to be a prove it year between this year and next year.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not going to cost us a lot to keep rolling this way, because as long as we get ahead of the game, well, what they actually did was they set the market with Jordan Davis. It's going to come to a head sooner or later. We're going to have to lose some pieces sooner or later, but it's going to come.
Well, let's talk about this. What do you think about your Rams, man? You know, your guys' playoff rival picking up Trent McDuffie at cornerback, 4 year, $124 million deal, making him the highest paid cornerback. Are they making that move, you know, to worry about playing the Eagles to make sure they got that depth back there?
Hainsworth, you crazy.
Big Nebo, what's up, big dog?
I just, I apologize in advance, Trick McDuffie, but I didn't think you were a super elite cornerback like that. I'm just, I'm gonna keep it 100%. I'm gonna keep it 100. I didn't think he was a. Did you see him getting that kind of paper?
I was surprised, man. When I saw it, I did a double take. I was like, maybe the market's just that thin, or maybe the Rams just liked him a lot. But you know, hey, shout out to Trent
Outside of,
McDuffie, man. Is he
outside,
is he is he a lockdown, follow the top receiver all around the field type cornerback? I don't know.
I don't know. Is he
I don't think
4
so.
year, 124 mil?
I don't think Trent McDuffie is one of those guys you can just put on JSN anywhere on the field or let him follow a Jamar Chase. I don't think so.
So here's the issue I have with that. Right here do we have. I'm gonna go straight to the Googles of the internet.
Go ahead,
No
do your thing.
chance he was worth exactly. Mitchell was better than McDuffie. No
Hey,
chance he was worth a one. I went to the enters of nets, like I just did. I went to the Google and the AI popped up, and I said top cornerbacks in the NFL in 2025, and it said PFF, right?
hmm
Devin Witherspoon,
I can
Cooper
see
DeJean,
that.
Sauce Gardner, who didn't even play half the year. Pat Surtain,
Denzel Ward's got to be up there.
nope.
Wow.
Surtain the second. Hold on. Derek Stingley Jr.
Okay.
and DJ Turner of the Bengals. So key performers and risers: Tariq Woolen, Jalen Watson, Jamel Dean, Renardo Green of the 49ers. Notable mentions: Kenny Moore, Marlon Humphrey, Christian Gonzalez, who we know came out a couple years ago, DJ Reed of the Detroit Lions. Nowhere does it say Trent McDuffie's name. Now I'm going to go to NFL. I'm going to NFL.com. Let me share this
Yeah,
because
where they
so you
rank him?
don't think I'm being biased to this. Okay, Mitchell is better than McDuffie. You're 100% correct. Okay, top
Where
10.
where they have him ranked, man? I'm curious to know.
I'm about to pull it up right now so we can get this over with. Is it showing it now? I don't know why I made you so small, but look, let's do this one right here. Nope, that ain't the right one. This is the right one right here. There's
Sorry,
so
we're
many
live.
choices in
We
this
are
app.
live.
I don't know what the hell going on.
We are live. It's
We
okay.
are live. This is what happens. All
There
right.
you go. Looks good.
Can you read that? All right. Patrick Surtain. No thanks, NFL. Patrick Surtain. It does. It puts Trent McDuffie at number 2.
Okay.
He's 2-time All-Pro. He hasn't allowed 40 yards in a game this season. He's not giving up a touchdown since week 1. When was this? When was this written? Timeout. October 29th. Yeah, kick rocks. So it gives Quinyon Mitchell 3, Sauce Gardner 4. It gives Diamador Lenore 5. Yeah, this is the old. AJ Terrell, Derek Stingley Jr., Christian Gonzalez, Jamel Dean, and Tarheeb.
I wouldn't have Christian Gonzalez at 8.
I don't even know who Tarheeb still is. PFF is who I trust. They have the ranking right more than not. I wholeheartedly agree. So let me pull this crap off. Because that's crazy. I'm gonna have to pull
Yeah,
it
that was
off.
interesting. That was
But
interesting.
I mean, I just didn't see it.
I just don't see how you give him 4 years, 124 million. I don't know. The Rams made that deal like they got the guy who's going to be
Like we got him. We got him.
covering, Amon-Ra St. Brown and AJ Brown and Roma Dunze and all these guys in the NFC, man.
Yeah.
CD Lamb. Like, I don't know, man.
And so PFF didn't even have him ranked in the top 10. They had Travarius Ward over him. Kamari Lassiter, the Texans. I mean, it's just crazy. But he got his bag. Shout out to Trent McDuffie. I'm not even going. We're not going to go any further on that. Cooper DeJean is better than McDuffie. Everybody, yes, we are 100% aware.
I think so, man.
It's just bananas that. Well, obviously they got what they needed. They got what they needed.
All right, let's do this.
Go ahead.
Let's do this before we get off of free agency. I'm not sure where you wanted to go with it. Let's do a round of quarterback talk. Where are these quarterbacks that are getting cut and released and
Just trying to find
set free? Where are these quarterbacks that are getting set free landing, K Dizzle? I'm gonna throw a name out there. Tell me where you think it's gonna land. Let's start it off with your boy, Mr. Tasmanian Devil himself, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, New York Jets.
All right, you say Jets. Why the Jets? First off, if you you say the Jets, is it going to be a good move for both, or is it going to be a bad move?
There's no good move to the Jets. There's no good move to the Jets. I don't say Minnesota because I think he's too. Let me say this: I don't think Minnesota works because of the style of play that they make over there.
They're reporting Minnesota has emerged.
Minnesota has emerged. For Kyler Murray, because of his height, it's the same thing with Bryce. Jets asking a first for Fields. What? No, I'm not believing that, Sal.
What a first down?
Asking a first round for Fields.
They asking for a first down.
They talk about a first pick of the 7th round. That's what they're talking about.
Nah, they're not getting that.
Kyler to Minnesota. Same like our boy in Carolina. You got to roll him out of the pocket for him to be effective just because of his height.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't know if it matters. I don't know if it matters or not. If you signed Kyler Murray in Minnesota, there's no bringing JJ McCarthy back from that.
I don't think so,
that's a big doozy. You're really saying like, hey man, like we don't see any type of faith. We don't have any type of faith in you, young man, at all. We've seen enough of you. We're gonna bench you and bring in Kyler Murray coming off of an injury-riddled year. Granted, the guy's been a winner his whole career. I get it, college, baseball and everything, but it's been a tough ride for Kyler Murray in the NFL.
I see that, Dre. Kyler to Miami, that's a strong possibility.
Let's do Tua 2.0. Baby Tua. Baby Tua.
No. All right.
All right. So you're saying Kyler Murray goes to the Jets. All right. So where does Geno, the newly released former comeback player of the year award candidate winner, Geno Smith, where does he land?
Good God.
Does he get another run? Does he get a Sam Darnold like redemption story? One last go round for Geno.
So, McCarthy needs 3 years. He needs 3-4 years. He needs to go to Mac Jones route. Mac Jones will have a resurgence in probably 2 more years.
You know why it's tough for McCarthy? Because McCarthy has all the tools to be successful. Like he wasn't thrown into a Cleveland Brown offense. And I get he was injured. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be hard on the kid because Jaden Daniels got injured as well, just to kind of make it a parallel comparison. But I think just seeing the development over the last season or lack thereof, it was scary, man. He couldn't find Justin Jefferson anywhere. And it was kind of rough, man. So I don't know. I think if you make that move, it might say that's the end of JJ McCarthy.
Back up for Tampa? No, I see. Geno could go to freaking Pittsburgh. He'd end up in Pittsburgh as a backup to whoever's going to play in Pittsburgh. But I just, McCarthy. If you watch the tape, McCarthy was missing passes. He looked like Anthony Richardson, right, in Minnesota. He was missing open shots. He was missing balls. That's why I think your top receivers were getting pissed. Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. So, it's extremely frustrating for them. They're not going to make all the noise because I don't think they have another place they can go and say, all right, take my contract and be a winning team. So they're just going to ride it out. Um,
I,
Tua could
I
be
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to say Gino might jump on the Cleveland Browns roster. I mean, he might have a chance to compete there. To be honest with you,
Jesus. And the
you gotta
Cleveland.
look at the teams that have a possibility for you to start this season. And Minnesota's definitely a team. The Jets is definitely a team. Pittsburgh Steelers, depending on what they're doing with Aaron Rodgers, is definitely a team. Arizona's going to have to replace Kyler Murray. You know, is Jacoby Brissett going to keep being that bridge gap quarterback? I give up on that shit.
Mm,
I couldn't keep watching my team run out there with a quarterback like Jacoby Brissett.
right.
And where's Kirk Cousins going? Let's talk about your boy Kirky C.
Oh man.
Come on, Chad. Where is everybody's favorite? Bet it on me for the season franchise tag. Kirk Cousins going to land this year.
Jesus. Um, you know where Kirk goes?
Where's it go?
New Orleans.
They like Taylor Shook.
They like Tyler Show.
They liked him, and he started playing well the last 4 games.
They gotta. Where else can he go?
Man, you know, he's
It's you like
definitely
too many Q's in the dog pound. Could he be? Could he be another Texas team?
the Cleveland Browns can have all the quarterbacks they want, Dre, come through and try out for them. And they can roll. But I'm telling you, don't be surprised if you don't see Gino down there competing with Talboy and Shador. Cousins going to be the quarterback coach at another
At
Texas.
another Texas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Cousins might go to the Jets. I could see the Jets possibly taking a run with Kirk this year. It makes sense for me. I like that idea.
all right. All right. Crazy thought. I know we've been on this super hard, but crazy thought. I see. I actually see Malik Willis in Miami. We'll talk about that.
Okay,
But
that's a good idea.
crazy thought. I think either Tua or Kirk could end up in Houston.
Mm.
I think Tua and Kirk, it's either Tua or Kirk, more likely Tua end up in Houston before Kirk would. I don't know where Kirk go. Kirk can go to Kirk's kind of old too, but Kirk can go to freaking somewhere like LA to the Rams because
No, man, hold on, time out. You gotta elaborate on what you just said. Break it down. How can they go to Houston? Tell me, break that down.
okay, they can go to Houston, okay, because our boy is having some trouble in Houston.
Okay.
The only reason they didn't go deep in the playoffs is because of our boy, and this is year 3.
So who are you? You're telling me you bring Tua in, and you're C.J. Stroud, and you seriously look at Tua come in? That's the most blatant. If you
Quarterback competition.
that they
Your
would
boy
never do
has to
that.
win. Your boy has to win.
I don't think they would do that.
You don't think they would do that?
I don't think an NFL team would be that blatant. I mean, if anything, they probably move Stroud before they
Philly
do
was
that.
that blatant.
I don't know,
Philly was
man.
hella blatant.
Has he put himself in a position to deserve that type of treatment? Again, that's a crossroads situation for a player.
Hmm.
You bringing in a quarterback like that off of free agency who ain't there for nothing else but to take your job.
Hmm.
And it's like, hey, go ahead. He's gonna sit right here. And
Hmm.
as soon as you fuck up, you're coming out. Like
He,
that's hardcore, bro.
he
You might
started.
as well
He
his agent's gonna step up and be like, nah, move my guy right now. Move
where
my
else?
guy right now.
Where else are you putting these QBs? I think there's a lot of places open and not a lot of opportunity.
So I like Gino. I like Gino in Cleveland for a weird quarterback competition. I like Kirk in New York with the
Mhm.
Jets. You know they're gonna pay the money and just to pretend to the fans that they're gonna have a chance.
Like you said,
Tua,
Tua's not
Tua,
going to be your starter. He's not going to be your starter.
I,
Pause right there.
Tua could probably be an Arizona Cardinal.
He could be an Arizona Cardinal.
I see
He
Tua
could be an
being
Arizona
I
Cardinal.
see Tua being a starter for Arizona, and
Mhm.
he'll get out there with Marvin Harrison Jr. You know they'll probably draft another receiver,
Mhm.
and I think that he'll have weapons. You know,
So there's plenty of weapons there.
with Connor coming back and with that tight end, their
Yeah,
tight
right.
end's a stud.
McBride.
I'm telling you right
McBride.
now, if Tua goes to Arizona and they draft another receiver
Mhm.
that's up and coming, or maybe even sign like a Romeo Dobbs, a Romeo Dobbs receiver that they can put in the slot. I think that's a dangerous offense, man.
Dre said TJ might be better there since QB coach left and got hired by Philly. I'm concerned. I, you, it's just we gotta it's a lot of crazy moves I think that can be made. There's a lot of people that are on the dock, like right on
Well,
the chopping block.
what's the destination, Kate Dizzle?
Huh?
What's the quarterback? What's the best quarterback destination right now? If you're a
The best
free agent
quarterback
quarterback,
destination, if you're a quarterback and you want to start in the NFL, the best destination, honestly, that's open is Arizona. You got James Conner,
I
you got
agree.
Trey McBride, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got all the pieces, and you got a decent defense. You got a decent defense. The only reason why it's like with any game, if your offense ain't clicking and the defense is on the field all the time, they're gonna get worn out and the points gonna get ran up on them, and you're gonna look crazy.
Yeah.
So I think Arizona has all the guts to make a great opportunity for the right QB to be there. So if you're on the market or on the block, that's where you want to go.
Let
That's
me
where
ask you this question:
what's up.
You're Pittsburgh, and you're still pretending to, again, to the fans. That's my thing. A lot of these owners pretend to the fans that their team's still competitive. Do you stick with Aaron Rodgers or do you make a play at one of these guys? Can you make a real playoff run with the Tua in Pittsburgh or with the Kirk Cousins?
No, either one of those guys. You got to go. You got to do something
Can
extraordinary.
can
You got to
Kyler
get
Murray take the Steelers to the playoffs?
L to the no, because no,
Okay.
no, because the AFC plays big, and I don't think Kyler Murray fits in the AFC to that extent. Um, the Steelers got to find some. They got to trade somebody strong. The Steelers got to make a play for Malik Willis. They got to make a play for somebody that's proven, that's still young, that can fight, that can make it happen. I still think it was a mistake to bring Aaron Rodgers in last year and not find an adequate QB that can take you into the future because Aaron Rodgers is good. He's an elite level player, um, depending on which Aaron Rodgers you get every week. The
Yeah, they
Steelers are an average team that makes the playoffs every year, and Aaron Rodgers being on that team last year didn't add anything to them.
the
They didn't,
Steelers
they didn't go
did
any, they didn't do any more than what they normally do.
the Steelers did one thing and one thing only last year, and that was spoil the Baltimore Ravens season.
That's it.
And other than that, they didn't do anything for themselves now or for the future. They got big questions, man.
They they
Big
gotta
question
find
marks.
they gotta find somebody that can resurge and retake over, like something crazy like Deshaun Watson that comes back and lights it up or something. Somebody who has proven they can do it, still has some time in them, at least next 3 to 4 years to bridge it and give those guys who've been there for a long time an opportunity to possibly sniff at winning the chip or getting into not just getting into the playoffs, but actually making a run for it and being legitimate. Because
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever said in the past 7 years that the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs are a legitimate contender at all. It's like we're saying we haven't said it about the Tampa Bay Bucks ever since Brady left.
Right.
We haven't said that about the only surprise this year was Seattle Seahawks because nobody paid attention to them.
Well, I
Because
called it. I
schedule,
called it.
you did. You can say it's because of schedule and everything else, but there's nothing that can say otherwise. So, and one thing we're not talking about is um, what are the teams? What are the real teams that do need outside of we know the Jets, the Dolphins, the Steelers? Um, are the Bucks in that conversation for another quarterback soon? Do we
No, not yet.
do that? No. How long do we give him the rope? 2, 3 years?
Who? Baker?
Yeah. How long do we give Baker the rope?
I don't think
Baker's in
Baker.
his mid 30s, right?
Yeah, I don't think Baker's a problem. I think Baker's still playing. Jalen Hurts a better football.
Okay.
You know,
That's a shot. I'm
if
gonna I'm gonna ignore
if
it.
we had to have a Mendoza line for it, but for all that, how many years is Cincinnati going to give Joe Burrow?
How many years does your boy in LA have?
Two.
Um
Matthew Stafford's probably
Matthew
got
Stafford's got
two more
two.
years. But
Um
then again, it's hard to say though, man, because it's all about his health too.
mhm,
Stafford's always playing injured, and
yeah.
you know The thing about Stafford though is he doesn't have to be anything but upright to be effective. He doesn't got to run. Dre says, by the way, Ravens Crosby. Yeah, we talked about that in the beginning, Dre. I think he's just gonna be over there not getting championships like the rest of them.
We said he took the Miles Garrett Avenue.
Yeah, highly paid and underwin.
Yeah,
But it's all good, man. I'm not no shade to Max Crosby, man. Get your money, man. He's a great player. I think they'll be fun to watch. I think the Ravens still got a lot of question marks on second level defense, probably getting another pass rusher, and then offensive line.
something's going on in Baltimore. They still haven't figured out their lives, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know. Max Crosby does make them better. It gives them a pass rush, but at the same time, I just don't think. Well, we got to see what that offense looks like. Hands down. They got all the pieces. And they still got to get through Buffalo. Buffalo got a wide receiver now, right?
Yeah, good pickup.
Yeah, they got a good wide receiver. The defense is still what the defense is. So NFL free agency is going to get crazy tomorrow. It's going to be exciting, and I think football is in a really good place right now. So shout out to the NFL for making it what it is right now. It's one of the most entertaining sports that's on TV right now. I'm still mad at Dallas being cheap out the gate after they said they were going to pay their boy, and they said, no, we're going to tender him. Trash. Terrible franchise. Terribly ran. Shout out to all my friends who are Dallas Cowboy fans. You know I don't like y'all when it comes to football, but
as much as I hate them, man, I think they're going to be competitive next year. I think this year coming up, the NFC East is going to have a strong performance. I think 8-9 games is going to be the basement.
You sound like a We Them Boys right now.
Nah, I'm just being honest with you. I think the Commanders. I think every team's going to look great in the NFC East next year, except for the Giants. I'm not jumping on the Jackson Dart bandwagon with Harbaugh. I think it's going to be a rough first year.
I think you're going to get smacked out. I do. It's a crazy. It's one of those crazy years where Jackson Dart's coming into a second year. You got Scatterbo. You got what's the crazy wide receiver that's coming off an injury? Everybody sounds like they look good on paper. They're a great paper team. Dallas has not proven anything.
I'm just telling you, man, I think their defense might not be as bad. And if their defense is not as bad, their offense is good enough to win some football games, man. I'm telling you, man, Cowboys, Eagles, and Commanders, they all win 10 games. That's my prediction. All right. That's my prediction, man.
We're going to clip that. Definitely clip that. So, look, let's get on because we've been talking about free agency to our lives in it. Let's play this really quick, okay? Let me go here before we go into the other stuff, right? I don't know if y'all have seen this. Let me close this out. But Mike Epps got dragged. Giants will be better than Dallas. Money on that. I don't know if you've been on the enters of Nets or the grams of Insta, but Mike Epps told a joke on a podcast with Deion Cole, and the internet just took to a storm and dragged him for it. But what was hilarious is he apologized, but then he continued to make skits with Ashley Larry and Scarface about the joke. Let me get the joke on so y'all can know if you don't know what the joke was. So I'm gonna put it up really quick. 1 second here. Make sure it's coming up.
Mike Epps is crazy, man.
Mike Epps is hilarious. So let me get this joke up here. And we're gonna say, do y'all agree? Do y'all not agree, man? Shout out to Mike Epps. Let me play this really quick. Share this screen.
Dude, I swear to God, this is 2 days ago, yesterday, 2 days ago. I just seen a brother walking down Sepulveda in Manhattan Beach. He had a suitcase and his 2 kids and his wife. And they was walking and the wife had a bag, the 2 kids was walking. And I did a U-turn and I rolled up on and I said, what's up, man? And he said, oh, Mike Epps, man. I said, where you from, brother? He said, man, I'm from Buffalo, New York. I said, what happened? He said, man, I had to explain it to you. I'm down on my luck, man. Me and my family ain't got no place to stay, ain't got no food, nothing. I said, where was you going? He said, I don't know. He said, I was hoping that something like this happened. He said, usually I run into people to help me. So they got in the truck and I said, well, you got a hotel or something? He said, yeah, it's a joint on Marine called Some Suites is where we trying to go. And I took him down to the hotel and I went in there. I asked that lady how much the rooms was. She said the rooms $500 a night. So I went and told the dude, I said, man, it look like y'all gonna have to keep up from this room. It's $500 a night. I said, what I could do is pray for y'all. They had some type of convention or something with it. Whatever. I told them, look here. The kids was looking at me like, yeah. I said, kids, I'm sorry. I said, y'all daddy gonna have to do better. I said, I want to feel bad for you and the mother, but the daddy seemed like, because you know what the daddy started saying to me? I got a business that I'm trying to jump up. He said, I don't want to work for no more white people. I'm looking at him like, you need to work for any motherfucking body that you could get. I went on a book to Rome for one night, and I gave him $300. But the daddy was on some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, I start thinking to myself, there's nothing I can do to help
Yeah.
because this daddy's on some bullshit.
Yeah.
I seen the comment in it. As soon as I got there, I said, no.
So our good friend, Mike Epps was dragged on the internet for telling this story. Let's go ahead.
I don't see how they could drag him, man. I honestly think that Mike Epps for this story was really on point. Like, first off, what hotel room was he trying to stay at for it to be $500? There had to be some more affordable options. But shit, man, booked the room for a night and gave him $300. Unfortunately, that's a contribution. But what did the man expect him to do? How's it Mike Epps' job to take care of that man and his family like that? That's a tough one, man. And I feel bad for people out there struggling, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, so it's hilarious for the simple fact that just going that route, because you do things to help people, you go out of your way to do so. And when that bill hit like that, you go, oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna help. I ain't gonna help that much. In the internets, and they take it out of context. You only hear the beginning part or the middle part, the end part. I think it in the realm of comedy, and you making jokes, right? You making jokes. I don't think there's there's a very rare short line that you consider taboo, and I don't think that reached it across it.
No, I don't think that was drag. I don't think that was drag worthy, man. Hey, Sal, every time you bring up the socks in the bed hotel story, it brings me back trauma, man. It was traumatic.
Yeah.
Traumatic. Can you believe? Can y'all imagine going out, having a phenomenal evening with your wife, and coming back to the hotel because you never checked the bed and roll the covers back, and there's 2 socks just sitting right in the bed? Like, don't take me back to that day, please.
Like somebody just broke your bed in before you got in it. Like, the cleaning people cleaned it. They said, we're gonna come in, we're gonna leave our socks. We're gonna show you. It's like it's like in that, what's the movie with your boy Will Ferrell, and they stole his Prius. Dirty Mike and the boy stole the Prius and violated it. But shout out to Mike Epps telling a hilarious ass story, and shout out to the people on the internet who have very thin skin. Jokes are jokes, and if you can't take them, please get off the internet or just walk away from the conversation.
Like I said, man, with the gesture of you booking the room, giving a man $300, he gave him a start.
He did give him a start. He gave him a start. $500 and $300, and put him up and kept on moving. So, what would you have done in that situation? Most of y'all would have just kept driving. Let's keep
Yeah,
it a buck. Let's
you
just
know.
keep it a buck. Do you want to go? Where you want to go now, man?
It's up to you, man. So it's some stories out there circulating, like you said, the
Go ahead.
exes of the Nets, man. I was looking at a lot of the 50 Cent Ti stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you wanted to talk about that, I didn't even know that these old heads could still get to beefing. But I went down a rabbit hole and I thought it was interesting because my boy Lil Wayne ended up in the story. So if you didn't know, you know, we're talking about the hottest of the early 2000s of rappers ending up in a online beef that's gotten family members involved in the feud. So Ti wanted to do a money grab. He wanted some attention, so he took a shot publicly online talking about he wanted to do a versus with Wayne. Obviously, you know that might not be a real interesting matchup. I think that's kind of weird. Two different styles, even though they're both from the South, kind of threw fans for a loop. So Wayne didn't really respond and give Ti what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But switch gears went to 50. And obviously, we all know 50 is no stranger to an online feud. So when he went and switched gears saying he see 50 in a versus and started talking a whole bunch of music stuff, 50 immediately posted a picture of Tiny, T.I.'s wife, not looking too good, you know, not to talk shit about her, but not the most flattering picture with no subtopic, with no caption
Mm-hmm.
in response. And there goes the trolling that 50 Cent always tends to win. I was telling Sinead the other day, I said, man, I've never seen this cat lose a beef.
He never takes an L online, bro. I have not seen him take an L online yet.
So the funny part is this leads Ti into a whole wave of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Drops like 4 tracks, puts them all online. They all have about 2 or 3 lines about 50 Cent in them, but it seems like a little bit of a rollout.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a whole bunch of marketing if you ask me. But then again, if it is marketing, they're taking it pretty far because whenever you bring mamas in it, you got kids. And when you got kids, you got sons who got to stand up for their mama. And there goes King going right online and giving 50 Cent the business, taking shots at 50 Cent's dead mama. If you want to go see it, and you can check out the clips of him hooping and hollering, you can.
Absolutely
Just
not.
a whole bunch of shit. And that's where you're at. So you got the family coming out with pretty much a mixtape against 50 Cent. And then you got 50 posting pictures of the mom talking about T.I. and ran through the industry. And you got T.I.'s kids talking about 50 Cent's deceased mom. So that's where we are in the state of hip hop
It's 2026.
in 2026.
So your boy 50 Cent did kind of respond. He did his power show that's coming out. He did the
The intro.
intro song. And what's crazy is that he did the intro song with jabs at him in the intro song of the show. So now every time the show runs or people watch it, that's the first thing they're going to hear.
Crazy, man.
Shout out to Ti with his single. I think some of it had to do with some free advertising for him. You know,
Absolutely.
his son King. I'm not concerned about his rapping skills or acumen there. His son Domani though, who does have some lyricism, but um, yeah, you got to. Sometimes you just got to stay out of grown folks' business and let that thing rap. But I get it. You have your platform. You're going to say what you need to say or do what you need to do. But we talking about some real icons within the industry, and if you haven't built up that repertoire to be in there, I think you need to stay out of the ring. Some fights you just don't get involved in. You don't walk into thinking that you have the jab or the hook or the counter. You
I,
have a conversation.
I think what we sit here and we look at like shit like this is the most non-serious
Yeah.
beef that I've ever
Yeah.
seen. So where it's like, you know damn well these old ass dudes ain't beefing.
Mhm.
They just out there talking shit. They got a lot of money, a lot of time, trying to go viral. And that's what you do. That's how you make it to the All Dressed Up podcast bottom line rolling across the screen. But let's play for fun. Who will win a versus between 50 Cent and T.I.?
50 Cent.
Okay, you take 50. 50 can beat him off of one album, man. One album. Get Rich or Die Trying. That's a
Now,
strong album.
the Massacre is a decent album. Look, I would have more trouble picking between 50 and Ludacris than I would with 50 and Ti, because Ludacris between Ludacris and T.I., Ludacris. Hands down. I'm sorry. It's when we talk about bars, when we talk about hits. Yeah.
It depends on it depends on if you do a 10-track versus and if you do a 20.
We might
If you do it, here's my thing.
Okay.
If you do a 10, T.I.'s got a real strong chance.
Okay.
But if you do a 20, 50 Cent's gonna crush T.I.
Without a doubt.
And if you do a 20, I think T.I. starts to probably lose ground against a Ludacris too.
Yeah, he's gonna fade easy. He's gonna fade
So 10 tracks, he's got a fighting chance, but I'm not trying to, like I said, not my man T.I. I was never a big fan.
I don't think he, you know what? Let me take that back. With a 10 track, we might have to do this again. Remember we had to do these versions? We might have to do this again.
Oh, I remember when you bought who'd you bring out against my boy Jay? Okay.
What I will say this, I don't think T.I. still has a fighting chance against 50 on a 10 track versus.
He might not, but you can't sleep on T.I.
No, I'm not.
He's got some hits. It just depends on when and where you play them. And the thing about T.I. is a lot of his music wasn't war type rap that you could really play all the time. Like he had a lot of ladies jams, a lot of club songs, a lot of lyrical songs, but not a lot of outside of his like little beef that he had with what's happening? What's his name? Shorty Low. He really didn't make any songs like that.
All right, okay, so T.I. versus 50 Cent in the chat. Who you got winning? Just put it in the chat. Put it in there so we know. I don't think he has a fighting chance. I'm trying to think of like 5 T.I. tracks that will go hard against like 3 songs.
You got to go back to what I just said. That little feud he had with Shorty Low when he made the track, when he did the video, when he went to Shorty Low's hood, posted the fold up chair. And that's the What Up, What's Happening video.
Okay.
He does the song in front of Shorty Low's hood. Rest in peace to Shorty Low. But yeah. He made about 3 or 4 songs on that album that had that type of tone that would play. Dre says 50 Cent. I think 50 Cent does too.
50 Cent does, yeah. 50 Cent does, for sure. And I'm no slight to T.I. because he got some joints. I just pulled it up. Rubber Band Man, Swagger Like Us. 24s, You Don't Know Me, What You Know About That, Whatever You Like. I'm starting to look. I'm bringing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A 10 track versus. He got some shit
about the money. He got some joints. He got some joints. He got some joints, but against 50 Cent was.
He had a historic run.
Yeah, it's just too much. 50 Cent just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh my God. I mean, there's a lot.
See, it's whatever you want from 50. 50 can give you. I'm glad you brought out Nas. I want to ask a question before I forget.
Go ahead.
Sorry, K-Dubs. I got to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Simple question, man. Let's throw it up while we got a few people left talking about rap. Who is better between Kendrick Lamar and Nas?
Who is better between Kendrick Lamar?
Who's the better rapper between Kendrick Lamar and Nasty Nas Escobar Nostradamus?
That's a styles fight, bro. That's a styles fight, and it's hard for me.
It was asked. I thought it was a valid question since this guy's won all these Grammys and everybody's talking about how fantastic Kendrick Lamar is, which he is. Very much so. Phenomenal artist. Is it the artistry or is it the rap ability? That's why I say, who's better? What's up, Mama Hef? Who are you taking between Kendrick Lamar and Nas?
Hold on, man. Hold on. I can't.
Not in the verses. Who's the better rapper? Kendrick Lamar and Nas. Has Kendrick Lamar made it to anybody's top 3? Because 80% of rap fans probably have Nas in their top 3.
This is a weird question. I can't believe you just put that out there.
I think
it's not a weird question, but it's hard. See, like Sal's bringing this crazy stuff out, right? It's hard because when you're talking about, you're saying Run DMC is better than both. you're talking about heritage. I grew up on Nas, right? You grew up on these icons in the game, and then you put in these new development icons, which Kendrick is. He's
Well, this is a LeBron.
the
This is a
greatest.
LeBron Kobe
It is a
conversation.
LeBron Kobe conversation, and you're still talking about you're trying to talk about LeBron and prime LeBron, right? Well, I can't. It's no. Let me stop. This is more like a Jordan Kobe conversation.
Okay.
Okay, it's a Jordan Kobe conversation, and you're trying to compare Kobe to Jordan while Kobe's in his prime and Jordan's been out. It's 45. We're talking about Wizards Jordan, right? And so you grew up with that stigmatism. Um, you know, but I gotta give it to Nas because I'm kind of built into that. The same way you'd have a teenager be built into Kendrick Lamar because that's who he grew up in. So,
That's why I'm
yeah,
asking you.
and
That's why.
that's like the LeBron Jordan conversation. People are built into LeBron because he's been playing since they were a kid, and he's still playing. And they're like, "Oh yeah, he's got to be the greatest
But
because
check
they
it
don't
out.
watch videos of Jordan."
That's why I asked you the question because you just described it to a T. You
Mhm.
know, you've got the same type, same, not identical, but similar type of artist who had the similar type of culture that they connected with. Like you grew up on a Nas, and like this age grew up on Kendrick, and these last 3 4 albums are the classics.
Mhm.
It's like you would hear a Kendrick fan tell their side and probably think that they have a valid explanation.
Yeah,
Like I don't think I would sit there and look at them crazy if they said Kendrick was better than Nas.
look at Sal. I can't even talk to Sal right now. He's Sal. It's
Sal, you
like
know how Sal goes on LeBron,
there's
man.
very
Get
there's
my guy
there are,
out of it,
there
man.
are very few songs that exist that are harder than New York State of Mind.
I agree.
Very few songs that exist that
I
are
agree.
harder. I don't care what era right now. If you play New York State of Mind against one of Kendrick's hits, you're going to be like, you're going to be like,
I agree, but a lot of this new generation, man, they have a different ear. They didn't grow up with that, like you said, they didn't grow up with Nas, so it might not connect. They haven't really lived that type of street,
no, it's different,
that
right?
street
Yeah.
life. So you can't fault it, man. Like this music is so cultural, and like you said, you live with it. But this question here, I think, has validity. We might have to do another show and loop this into that show because who's better between Kendrick Lamar and Nas? You could argue that they both have strong lyrics, they both have strong cultural impact, they both have great discography, and they both got a strong time frame of consistency, man. So I think it's a good question. I wanted to
It's
throw
great.
that out there to the crowd.
It's a great question. It's difficult to answer. It's generational based. So there are people that say the greatest boxer is Floyd Mayweather. There are people that say the greatest boxer is Muhammad Ali. There are people that say that the greatest boxer was freaking Sonny Liston. So it's generational when you start getting into those conversations, the arguments. You have to hear Dre rap. He kills both of them.
Okay, shout out to Dre,
Yeah, shout
man.
out to Dre in the building. Um, so yeah, I mean that's a tough conversation to have. But more importantly, you got to respect what the generation sees. So, some people say, "Well, who's the greatest entertainer that ever lived?" And what name comes to mind as soon as you say it? As soon as I say that question,
Michael Jackson. But
thank
then
you.
if
I,
anybody says anybody different, you smile and you laugh because you know you're obviously hating or you have a story to tell about why that person is a Michael Jackson.
so there will be some people out there that will say Beyonce. There are some people out there that would say something crazy out their mind, like Mr. Beast. He's one of the greatest entertainers that ever lived. So you like who is
Speaking of this,
so crazy? Go ahead.
Speaking of Beyonce, man, can we stop talking about people who are no longer here to represent themselves? I'm so tired of these celebrities, man, quote unquote, and these artists and these people who've been in the industry for years. Now you got Dame and um, other folks talking about Aaliyah and how Jay Z was the first to have Aaliyah or was it Dame? And man, it's
Clickbait.
crazy, man.
Clickbait. Like, just pay no mind to it. That's what happens when your legends get older and don't shy away from the camera like they should. The same reason why Bill Cosby got caught up in what he was doing, because he should have shied away from the camera and faded into the sunset. Even though how much good they did for the culture and for especially Black culture, all of them have played an important role into where we are. But some of them need to fade into the sunset, and it's sad, it's unfortunate, but it's mostly clickbait to keep you talking about them, because they'll fade in irrelevancy because they're not a part of where the culture is and where it stands right now. So there's some people that say Kai Cenat is one of the greatest entertainers. It's what it is. It's
well, they say they compare NBA YoungBoy to Michael Jackson.
I will say
they say NBA YoungBoy is today's Michael Jackson.
IShowSpeed is one of the greatest influencers of our generation. He's not even our generation, but kids young, 20, and going across Africa and showing the world that what Africa really is. Phenomenal. Super fantastic job. Just overall great human. So, but yeah, man, look, we always have this. Tends to happen a lot recently because we don't get to where we want to go because the conversation and topics go left, but it would always go deeper.
It's that time of year, man. NFL free agency, the NBA is wrapping up. We didn't even talk about the NBA. Shout out to LeBron, but the Lakers are having a tough year, man. But tell the people where they can find us, man, all around the world.
Facebook.com/ADU podcast, YouTube.com/ADU podcast. You can go find us on Spotify, anywhere. Submit your information at ldressedupodcast@gmail.com if you have topics or ideas and things you want to talk about, or if you want to come on the show and promote your little thing or whatever you have or your business, we'll bring you on. We'll let you pop off. All of our links, you know where we are. Make sure that you share us. The Climbback series is coming back strong. There's some more content coming soon. Make sure you go to Hef Streams Media. K Dizzle DC is everywhere. Shout out to my sisters. We completed Roots, Boots, and Wings. We completed a live recap of our first season this month. Today, actually at 3. So that was pretty cool. That's exciting. Make sure I have my sisters. If you haven't seen that, if you want to know my real name and you don't, go check that out. Go check that out. But we are growing, we are expanding, we are looking to the front. CBS is in the building. We're going to be we might be on Tubi soon, who knows. We're working on some other stuff that we have cooking.
Live show will be coming soon. More merch will be coming soon. Let's go, man.
No GOAT LeBron talk is coming soon. We'll have some more Commanders talk coming soon, because you know what it is. We appreciate each and every one of y'all that is here, that's always here. Make sure you share, like, comment, subscribe. Love you. We need you. And the only reason why we do good and makes this fun for us is when you're here, when you chime in and have conversations and talk. We're gonna find Fancy. I'm gonna find her, bring her back just for Sal, because Sal loves her.
Hey man, go back through the archives, man. We're a live show, but all our shows are recorded. We have 132 now recorded episodes. Anywhere you want to find the Spotify, iTunes, Fancy's there. My man Nebo's there. The cookout podcast was there. Erica, Arizona, Ron. Man, we got a lot of people we love. Mama Hef. Shout out Enough Said podcast, man. We've been doing this thing for a good run, and it's still going, man. Let's go.
Let's go. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. And you know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, and they know, we know.